That's what they're mad about. 41 nationally televised games, and they are furious over it. I can't understand.
The WNBA isn't just dealing with a little internal drama, it's caught in a full-scale fan base conflict. On one side, there's Aja Wilson and her group of disgruntled supporters, supposedly hinting at boycotting Caitlin Clark games. On the other side, there are the countless new fans Caitlin attracted to women's basketball with her undeniable skill and charisma, all left questioning why anyone would target the player who's keeping the league in the spotlight.
But you want to boycott the one player, looking right at you, Angel Reese and Aja Wilson, one player that has caused the revenue to go way up in the monetary values. That's what you want to do. You think you're helping these women?
Let's face it, the WNBA has never been this buzzing. Indiana Fever games are packing arenas like a pop concert, ESPN keeps adding more WNBA airtime, and social media is overflowing with clips, highlights, and Caitlin Clark discussions. Yet instead of embracing and capitalizing on this momentum, a few disgruntled veterans and their followers are treating it like a threat. It seems the real problem isn't lack of popularity or impact, it's success, particularly when Caitlin is at the center of it.
Original fans, activist fans, that's what they are, all right? Just keeping it real. They don't like the fact that you want to watch these games. They don't like the fact that you are 3 or 4 times the amount of these.
Seen the headlines lately? There's practically a full-blown fan battle erupting over Caitlin Clark's games airing nationally 41 times this season, more than any other player in the league. Some folks are so outraged, you'd think Clark personally ruined their day. Social media is now flooded with exaggerated protest posts, as if we're living in some melodramatic teen drama, all because one rookie had the audacity to draw attention.
Here, Caitlin Clark in the Fever will have more nationally televised game than any NBA player this year. Sorry, LeBron. Sorry, Luka. Sorry, every other player in the league. Let's be honest. I've seen the NBA ratings. She's beaten most of.
Believe it or not, there are WNBA fans, adults, no less, plotting to boycott Fever games just to sink the ratings. Imagine being so salty about someone else's success that your master plan is to tank your own league's viewership. And this isn't just some fringe online rant. Some of these boycott advocates are actually linked to WNBA media circles, openly, pushing fans to skip games or stream through shady sites, as if that's going to teach ESPN a lesson.
So they're all mad right now, furious, and my goodness, guys, they're talking boycott. Oh! What? Oh, there's strength in numbers. There's tens of.
But here's the truth. Caitlin Clark isn't just eclipsing WNBA stars. She's set to outshine NBA giants too. This season, she has more national TV games than LeBron James, Luka Doncic, Steph Curry, and Kevin Durant. That's not some random coincidence. It signals a major shift in the sport's power dynamic. It's not just about airtime. It's about who's dominating basketball culture right now. And spoiler, it's not Aja Wilson.
And yes, I understand. This is a very, very small minority. It is a very small minority of people, but it is a loud, vocal minority. And this is not the general public. This is not the general population.
Let's talk about Aja Wilson for a minute. Because honestly, if jealousy were a stat, she'd be leading the league. While Caitlin Clark is breaking viewership records and packing arenas, Aja's been dropping more subtweets than points. Instead of embracing the surge of attention, she's out here throwing shade like it's part of her training routine. It's almost impressive how someone that successful can come off this bitter. You'd think the WNBA gifted Caitlin her own TV network the way Aja's reacting. What's ironic is that she's not losing anything. She's just not used to sharing the spotlight. After years of being the undisputed star, someone younger, flashier, and, let's be real, more marketable steps in. And suddenly it's Caitlin's getting too much hype and the league's showing favoritism.
Wilson is her name. Quote, "It doesn't matter what we all do as black women, we're still going to be swept underneath the rug. That's why it boils my blood when people say it's not about race, because it is."
You'd think a 3-time MVP would have thicker skin. But watching Aja Wilson react to Caitlin Clark's rise feels like seeing a Netflix star realize their show got axed because a better one premiered. It's not Caitlin's fault fans are tuning in to watch her, rather than salty social media rants. The cameras follow the action, and right now, Aja's positioned herself as the antagonist in a story she didn't quite sign up for. The reality is a small group of legacy fans who've been there since the days of sparse crowds and halftime t-shirt tosses are feeling like their underground club just went mainstream. They supported the league when it was niche, and now that Clark's taking it to the next level, they're acting like someone just trampled on their cherished memorabilia.
I'm supposed to talk about it out loud, maybe. That's a massive part. Straight white girl's a big part of it too. I mean, it's out loud. It's out loud. It just came out of my mouth like that. Just easy peasy. So they're mad, and they are calling for boycotts.
Let's be real. This so-called boycott isn't about fairness or justice. It's about ego. It's driven by a handful of longtime fans and players who'd rather see the league struggle than accept Caitlin Clark as its new face. Some media voices have already called them out, highlighting how most genuine fans are too busy enjoying the action to waste time complaining about TV schedules.
Slows are now planning to, quote, boycott Indiana Fever games to affect the viewership. They really think they matter in the big scheme of things.
What we're seeing here is classic gatekeeping. Longtime fans, convinced they own the league's identity, now panicking as new talent changes the game. It's the same vibe as hip-hop heads dissing TikTok rappers or comic book purists fuming over blockbuster adaptations. Pure insecurity disguised as loyalty.
It's just mad. And what they have now trying to do is they are trying to boycott Indiana Fever games. I'm not joking when I say this. They are literally saying, boycott Indiana. We need to all boycott the Indiana Fever games so they don't get more national TV games. We don't get more national TV games next year.
The boycott logic just doesn't hold up. If you genuinely care about the players and the league's growth, deliberately tanking viewership is the worst possible move. Clark's success doesn't just benefit her, it's elevating the entire WNBA, bringing in more attention and revenue for everyone. This petty protest risks backfiring so hard, it could actually hurt the very players the boycotters claim to support.
I don't believe it. And again, this is a minority of people, but the problem is the idiotic minority somehow have, a lot of them somehow have ins with WNBA players, WNBA teams and stuff. I cannot believe it.
Let's look at the numbers. Before Caitlin arrived, WNBA games barely hit 200,000 viewers. Now, they're consistently drawing over 1 million. That's not just progress, it's a ratings surge. And it's not just about bragging rights, it's real revenue. More viewers mean better sponsorship deals and bigger paychecks across the board. But sure, let's boycott that.
Equivalent. Like, I just can't believe it. But their reasoning for boycotting the Fever games, they're literally saying we should illegally stream the games when the Fever play our team. And I'm like, one, you are not a big enough percentage of the population for it to have